Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm sat here with the illustrious Mr. Sharkie, Leroy Brown. Let me just say first and foremost, really nice to have you on the sofa, Sharks.
Thank
really
you.
nice,
Been a pleasure, Mr. Manners.
No, you're a good Leeds boxing man. I respect that.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, let's get straight to the meat of the matter. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who's anybody in Leeds boxing up to, let's just say, from the 80s, you've been involved with, really and truly. Anybody you've been involved with, most of the main players in Leeds, you've given them help, you've given them advice, given them the opportunity to use your gym and your experience. But the one most notable one that we've got to talk about is Nicola Adams, who's gone on to win Olympic gold and she's looking to contest it tomorrow. Listen, can I just say to you, congratulations, because I honestly believe that Nicola Adams would not be where she is if she didn't have them initial years with you. 100%. I do believe that, because she was carved in stone from there, and then from there, bang. But you tell me how you got along, how Nicola Adams came into your existence.
Well, we opened a little community gym and we was renting a place called Mannersboxing Boxing Club. Respect due to the people what rented us the place. And we merged of two clubs being together on separate days. And also we had a good Leeds boxer called Colin Manners assisting us, right? And we wanted to take it further, and we just took kids off the street, deprived kids and all that, and we grew there. Even the professional boxers around us still had an input around her, because they all chipped in to help the young generation off the street. And then they grew to be boxers because they didn't know what boxing was all about till they got professional advice. And also we had a great character called Mr. Manners and Nicky Manners, who associated with Colin Manners. And two brothers was on the boxing scene, fighting the highest caliber people throughout Great Britain. And you have to take your hat off to them, gentlemen, because their journey wasn't an easy journey, it was a tough journey. But they are true giants of Leeds, where everybody recognise and respect.
Thank you very much for the compliment to me, but you know something, I always feel that them other guys, they really put the hard work in. Colin, Crawford, Tom Collins, Ian Thomas. Remember Ian Thomas?
Ian Thomas,
yeah,
as
but
well.
Listen, sorry. Let's get back to Nicola Adams, because I've got some memories of Nicola Adams. And if you remember the warehouse, tell me about the warehouse that we all used to train in.
We had a warehouse. It was a derelict warehouse with no roofs on. The water was just leaking. You found pigeon living in there because it was a second home.
It was flying, but you had to move your head.
And we had some ropes around 4 posts to call a ring. And everybody had some memory in Lee Merter, Crawford Ashley, Glenn Crawford, and Colin Manners,
Marvin O'Brien, God bless him, rest in peace.
Marvin O'Brien, and Derek Roach. And we had just a lot of good kids or young gentlemen coming through, and they didn't look about how the building was, right? They looked at what was in the building, and they produced from then on.
There was some quality down there, wasn't
There was quality, and these gentlemen go on to defend British title, retain British title. They flew all over the world from that place to spar with the best of the best. Germany, Italy,
France.
And they had no support, they had no backing, no sponsors. They had life hard.
Yeah, but we had guys like you turning around and telling us we're all right, we can do it. You know what I mean? And from time we've got the backing of our elders or people you respect and your peers. You know something, it's amazing what you can do.
I honestly will never ever take any of the days back, because that's what I wanted to do. And each and every one of them, I always cared for them in my heart. I always had that feeling, and my feeling will always be there for them, because you'll never lose that memory of when you have somebody close for you. And particularly when they're going in the ring, no boxers will tell you straight, they don't know what they're going to face when they fight the next fight.
So we try a funny story. Do you remember when we went down to fight Bruce Scott?
Oh God. Well,
and we got to the doorway and we saw this monster, and I said, listen, Sharkie, regardless of what happens in here tonight, we got to wait and watch that guy fight. Who, I don't know who he's going to fight, but I want to see who he's fighting. What happened?
Well, when we got to the ring, we looked up and we thought, hang on a minute, this ain't our boxer. So we says, oh, him. So we said, hang on a minute, we better get on the A plan now.
Oh my God.
And Nicky boxed brilliant. He stuck behind the jab. He made him look invincible. I was so proud. So it shows you, don't be scared out there.
I was scared. Listen, I put the wind off some of his shots, and I thought he's not hitting me with them because he could bang.
If we can't hit him, we can run.
Listen, I felt like that. What's that guy called who just won? Usain Bolt.
Yes.
No, I'm only joking. No, we had a good little ding dong with him, and them kind of things that test your character and leave you strong today because you know that you've got a little bit of heart. You know what I mean?
Well, at the end of the day, you was always British champion.
Level.
You know,
I just said level.
always British champion level.
I'd have liked to. I'd have liked to, but I'm not really that bothered.
Good Joe Kawasaki. He loves you.
Good kid.
He said that one of the toughest fights he's ever had is Nicky Manners.
Well, that's at that time from a learning point of view. I'd have said, you know what I mean. We all go through different stages. However our career goes, and you get tests at a certain time, whether it's a physical test or a mental test, psychological test, just to see if you can go through that.
Do you know he was 5-time ABA champion?
I didn't even know he was at the time. Well, I did know he was, but I wasn't
ABA champion.
Yeah, consecutively.
Right. And then when he met you, he was in the shadow of doubt. Thought, hang on a minute, this is going to be a bit tougher than what I expected to be, and he was right.
Well, fair play to him. He was a good kid, and he went on to do fantastic things.
And it shows you a lot of honour.
Yeah. Well,
that's nice, gentleman, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I do like that. I respect that. He's a good kid. You know what I mean? Yourself, I'll tell you what it is. You've been around boxing for many years. Who was your mentor? Who would you have said? I'll look at you and I'll say, I can ring Sharkie for advice. I can ring Terry O'Neill for advice. I can ring certain people for advice. If I haven't mentioned anybody, I apologise. You know what I mean? Because my mind's spinning. But who was your mentor? Because don't get me wrong, I used to always see you with Tommy Miller.
I was just going to say, God rest his soul, Tommy Miller, right, was a fantastic guy because he opened up doors, and he opened up doors for me. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here, and I owe him a lot. And he says it as it is, right? He believes that if you've got something, you can build on it on yourself, right? And that's what he passed on to me. He said, if you're gonna do what you have to do it, and do it good. And that sticks in my brains. He said, a man out there can be beat. Just go and do what you have to
Work
do.
it out, yeah.
Work it out.
100%. Most talented boxers that you've worked with, because you've worked with quite a few.
It's a very hard judgment because everybody had a spectacle talent, right? Style meet fights, and I can't separate them because in that era, it was a tough area. The 90s, the late, mid 90s and the late 90s, and you had to dig deep, right? So, Crawford Ashley's there, Derek Roach is there, Nicky Manners is there, Colin Manners is there, Tony Silkson's there.
Silkstone, God rest him, he was a talent.
Henry Walton was there.
Talent and a half. Michael Gale.
You know
I mean, even right? There's some good guys. I tell you who I thought was really good as well. Remember Ian Thomas?
Ian Thomas. He was an exceptional kid. Kept himself to himself and got on right. And he was a good craftsman when he was in the ring, and I liked him, And there was another gentleman on the scene. Remember Ian Lasbrough? God rest his soul. He was one of our.
He was like Hideous, wasn't he? He could bang as well. He was another banger, tough guy.
And Tom Collins, as you said.
You know what I mean? He had, not in a trilogy, he boxed Dennis Andrews 5 times. Who'd want to go back twice for Dennis Andrews?
Do we have that guy off the market,
Darren Hobson, he went and fought Nigel Benn.
On
how many hours' notice?
Yeah, so there's some great talents what came out of Leeds.
Peter Coleman,
Liam Coleman.
Yep.
So the Leeds, every camp in Leeds had something to offer.
Who's left out because there's been some good guys, some decent guys. You know what I mean? Boxed at decent level and that. I can't think now. Phil Epton, God rest his soul, he was a very good one. You know what I mean? St Patrick. I can only talk for St Patrick's because I was St Patrick's.
Flowers.
Ones that got away. You know what I mean? You think, but I've still got to go back. Sorry, I love Tony Silkstone. I love how he used to fight.
He had one of them Antonio Barrera style. He had so many different features in him that he was world class. He's definitely up there, world class.
Well, he was a top international amateur, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was a lovely guy. He was a guy that you can get on. You wouldn't believe he was a boxer if you saw him on the street.
Well, he would with his forearms and his hands and that. Oh, he had hands and forearms, even though he's little, but a good guy, a really good guy. You know what I mean?
And some of these guys had to do it on their own, you know, no disrespect, but some of the managers, and this is my personal thing, I don't think some of the guys got properly looked after by the managers. And I'm not going to hide that from the public. I think now the managers are looking after. Now this new era of managers has taken over. It's better than 20 years ago. You know, financially the boxers now are gaining something now.
I don't know, you know, Sharks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the ones that are earning, and I think the ones that aren't. You know what I mean? I don't know, you know, I don't think so, because, you know, I don't want to overgo what you're saying.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys, they're having to sell to fight.
Is it down to tickets?
You have to sell tickets to get on the show, because the show costs money to do. But
Yes.
how are you for how do you like the old school style of let the fighters fight and the promoters promote and generate a show? Or do you think the man should have to sell tickets?
I believe that you have to give. Some fighters can't sell tickets,
But they can fight.
and they can fight. And them the fighters. If you leave them 10 fights down the line, that's your British champion, right? And the ones that are selling the tickets, right, they're being carried, right? And I believe let the fighters fight.
Yeah.
And the managers
Promote the shows and get on with it. Yeah.
In the olden days, the managers had the money to promote the shows.
That's right.
Now the managers don't want to put their hands in their pocket.
Because
And
it's an investment.
and they're cutting out good fighters out there. No disrespect, right? Some of the Afro-Caribbeans, right, cannot generate a lot of the ticket sales, right? And we just don't know why, right? That they haven't got that superior following, right? That's something what has to be worked out, and time will change where it does work out and come better.
I think what you've got to do as well, I think you've got to come from a business angle, and I'll tell you something, the truth always shines through. Sharks, the truth always shines through. You can't turn around and, okay then, if I'm telling you that I'm a top prospect, but I've got a bottle of beer in my hand every weekend on Facebook and that, and laughing and joking and looking out on the tree and looking like I'm having a better time out there than you, who doesn't even box. Listen, I might as well save me money. I'm not paying to watch you. I'll listen. I'll hear out for what you've done. But if you're turning around and telling me that you're a dedicated athlete, and I see you with a bottle of water, and I see you jogging, and I see you you're staying in, and you're dedicating yourself to your craft and that, I'll follow you. I'll pay them money on that.
Good point, Nicky. The point is, when we get to a certain position like we are classed as role model, and we have to conduct ourselves in a decent manner towards the public. And some days we have to challenge things, right, and keep our composure there, behavioural there, right, our stress level down. And it's not easy for a manager or a trainer, because we're getting things thrown at us, but it's how we come through it and how we deal with it.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
And sometimes some people can get away with things and some people can't. Now, it could be me or Mr. Manners, right? We surface life just nice and easy, causing nobody any bother. You've got another person what can cause a lot of eruption and get away. I think that's wrong.
Well, you know what
I
it is?
think equal rights should be.
Yeah, but I turn around and
shared
say,
out
you know that person who causes creation and confusion and all that. You know, I turn around and say, don't cause it near me. That's it. Don't cause it near me, because I'll get on with my thing and I'll go in my direction. And that's if I'm going to be a role model to anybody, I'll turn around and say, listen, go your own way, and live by one or two decent rules, and that's decency, and you'll be all right.
But why has it took so long for certain people to turn the coin and show them, well, this is the path to go down? Particularly you, Mr. Manners, trying to put your words out to people, say, look, we can be here to get to there.
I get you. You know, it's experience, and saying that life takes you get many twists and turns in life, and sometimes you've got to stop, and you might have to turn around and say, right, what do I want to do? Where do I want to be in 10, 15 years' time? And you know what? if you can be progressing and keep moving forward, doing something you love, stay on the right track. Stay on the right track and just refuse the temptations. Listen, I'm not saying that I'm a saint, but what I'm trying to do is stay on the right track and do the best that I can for me and my family and the people that are around me. Anybody who wants to come around me, I'm not going to turn around and tell them how to do anything wrong. And just the same as yourself.
I mean, you might feel the same way as me, Nick. Some days we get another day to challenge.
No. Every day I get up and I'm like, fantastic. Because I've seen other people in other situations. Just say, for example, Mighty Mike. Listen, Mighty Mike used to be up at 7 o'clock, he'd be out of his door and he'd be in town having a coffee. He's not able to do that right now. So there's no way made I'm going to ever wake up and think, oh, woe is me. I wake up and I get up and I think, you know what it is, what can I do to better myself for today? You know what I mean? I try that, and that's honestly.
I am happy to see whatever I've been involved, progress, wherever they've moved on to progress, and that makes me so happy. That makes me feel like a millionaire, right? I'm not a sir, I'm not a millionaire, but that makes me happy that I've been an angel, I've blessed them
100%.
to move on, and I don't hold nothing against them. I really, truly wish them all the best, because that's what I wanted them to do.
The best.
The best.
I can't argue with that. Listen, at some point in time, all right, we've got up to 16 minutes and that, you know what I mean? I know that you've got to go back and get the gym started. Listen, Sharks, thanks very much for coming and talking. Listen,
you've been a good gentleman to boxing and the community, and there's more to come from you.
Well,
and I'm so proud.
Nice
you know
one, God's willing. Listen,
I'm not a phone call away, just phone me anytime.
Respect. Listen, I'll tell you what it is, Sharks. I'm there for you, all right? See you later. That's from Sharkie, Leroy Brown, #1 trainer in Leeds, coming from the #1 most handsome trainer in Leeds, Nick Manners.
Hang on a minute.
Well, let me step